Now some breaking news coming in. As Ruckus mars the Parliament session, this is Speaker Om Birla's message to the opposition MPs, saying that discussions must be positive and there's no place for posters and disruption in the Parliament. To get us more on this, we're crossing over to my colleague Sabyasachi. Sabyasachi, multiple disruptions once again. Earlier today itself, both of the houses were adjourned until day after. Now we're looking at a message that the Speaker has put out saying that there's no place for posters or placards.
Well, that's right. The Speaker of Lok Sabha has given out a message that there is no place for placards in the House. And time and again, you see a request has been made by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. In fact, today, while addressing for ahead of the winter session, he said that at this particular time, it is very much important that the House functions and the people of the country look up to the Parliament to address the concerning issues that is going in the country. And to do so, the opposition must maintain the decorum of the House. And this particular request also has been put by Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju, asking that the government is ready to have any sort of discussion, but first and foremost, the opposition should let the House to function. We had seen that both houses of the Parliament were adjourned for the day just an hour after convening convening today, and the first day of the winter session, as the presiding officers rejected demands from the opposition MPs to discuss the alleged bribery charges involving the Adani Group. And in the Rajya Sabha as well, Chairman Jagdeep Dhankar said that he had received around 30 notices to raise issues under Rule 267, including from the MPs who wanted a discussion on the alleged corruption, bribery and financial irregularities of the Adani Group. And the MPs also submitted notice to discuss the violence in Manipur and Sambal and the need for assistance for the people of Wayanad affected by the landslides earlier this year. Now, with the opposition still continuing to raise the demand, Jagdeep Dhankar finally adjourned the proceedings for 15 minutes and then for a day to reconvene at 11 a.m. on Wednesday. Meanwhile, the opposition seems to have a discussion on these issues that they have earlier highlighted. And the Congress party, also Congress President Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, has called for the Congress Parliamentary Strategy Group meeting today at around 6 p.m. at his residence, looking at how things folded inside the Parliament on the first day of winter session, where the Parliament could not go ahead because of the ruckus that could be seen. So that is the reason why this particular meeting had been called by the Congress party to chalk for the plans how to tackle the central government and hold a discussion on the points that they have highlighted.
Absolutely. Sabyasachi, do stay with us, because on that note, and what you were just talking about as well was the meeting, we do have some breaking developments in connection with that, because remember, the first day of the Parliament session was a complete washout. Both houses were adjourned over Adani Gate. Essentially, what the opposition MPs had demanded was discussion on Gautam Adani and the indictment by a US court. And as my colleague has mentioned, there's going to be a key meet on Parliament strategy, which is going to be chaired by the Congress. The Grand Old Party is going to be holding the key meet this evening itself at 6 p.m. in the capital. Crossing back over to my colleague Sabyasachi. Sabyasachi, you were giving us a little bit more information about the key meet that's going to be chaired by the Congress. At the end of the day, I think many are also wondering, when we look at Parliament and Parliament productivity, is this really what one has voted for when we talk about multiple washouts? Because this isn't the first session of Parliament where we've seen this take place day in and day out.
Oh, well, that's right. It's absolutely disappointing to see how the Parliament is going on. And it's been a trend that whenever there's a session, it's been marked by ruckus. And the Speaker and the Speaker of Lok Sabha and Chairman of Rajya Sabha has to adjourn both the houses as the discussion could not take place. Now, the central government has clearly made its agenda very much clear. They say that they are ready to have any sort of discussion on the issues that the opposition want. But first and foremost, they have to make sure that they maintain the decorum of the House. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi also attacked the Congress party, stating that the Congress party and its allies had a habit of disrupting the House, and it is the loss of the people of the country who's been looking that the Parliament will function and the concerning issues of the country will get addressed. Now, the Prime Minister also took a notch up to attack the Congress party, stating that people have rejected certain political parties 80 to 90 times. And clearly, the BJP and the NDA is all pumped up after their victory, landslide victory in the state of Maharashtra. On the other hand, the Congress party and its allies are very much adamant that they want a discussion on the alleged bribery allegation on Adani Group, as well as on the Manipur conflict and the Waqf bill. Now, surrounding the Waqf bill, we are seeing that the opposition stands united, because once they went to the chairperson of the Waqf board, and at that particular time, Jagdimba Paul said that he cannot provide an extension to the opposition parties, and the opposition parties then had to go to the Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla to submit a letter asking extension in the Waqf bill. But clearly, it's very much sure that the government is
Sabyasachi, thank you so much for joining us and getting us more on those key developments that have taken place in the Parliament.